All right. All right. I'm going to wait for a few folks to chime in here and then kick things off. My I think my topic today is pretty obvious, right? It's all about like your your guarantees and your refunds. Um there's so many conversations around selling digital products, and I know most people, when it comes to like selling digital products, a lot of people, they say, "Oh well, I'm not offering refunds. No refunds. No refunds. No refunds." And that was actually okay. That was okay pre-COVID. It was okay pre-COVID to say no refunds, um, no money back and all this stuff. But those days are kind of over. Um, it's lowering the barrier to someone's consumption is the new thing. Okay, it's the new thing, and I'll lead into this by speaking about other stores and places that you may actually be that you may be already like acclimated to. Hey Cindy, what's up? What's up? So I remember years ago. I remember years ago when I would buy something from, say, Walmart, or I would buy something from Target. I remember when I would, like, if there was something that I had to return, I recall getting there and trying to think about what excuse I'm gonna make to return this product. I mean, tell me in the comments, do you remember those times? Do you remember the times? I mean, even some of you may be doing it to this day. Tell me in the comments. Do you recall that time when you had to think about what you had to say in order for them to give you your money back? But now, but now, times are totally different. Times are totally different now. Now you can, I mean, you can buy something from Amazon, you could buy something from Target, and you can say, hey, you know what? I'm processing a return. They'll give you your money back before they even receive the product in the mail. Even at Target, they'll take back anything, an opened package. Go to Publix, go open the milk at Publix, go take it back. They'll take back opened milk. You can go buy a cheesecake at Publix, take a bite and take it back. Like, but again, what they calculated was that the amount of processing for people to return something did not exceed, nowhere near exceeded. It was a rounding error compared to what the opportunity is to more people consuming, because they weren't afraid of the possibility of getting their money back. I'm going to say that again, okay? Think about this. If you're in this space where you're selling digital products, we are selling digital products. Imagine if there are two scenarios. And you know what? I kind of wish I would have set up this live a little bit differently so that I could draw some of this stuff out, right? Scenario number one, buy my stuff for $300, right? Buy my course for $300, and 100% money back guarantee. 100% money back guarantee. If you don't like it, you hit me up and you will get your money back. Imagine if I speak to that and I get 10 people within the span of 1 week to purchase, right? 10 people bought a $300 product. At the end of the week, one person said, hey, you know what? I wasn't really feeling this, so I'd like my money back. So I made 3,000, but now I refunded one person 300. Now I made $2,700, right? Because I let everybody know, hey, if you want your money back, here, right? So everybody's comfortable buying. They're comfortable buying because they're also comfortable in knowing that they have the choice to be able to get their money back and to gauge and to grade that purchase later, right? So conversely, let's talk about coach number two, or consultant number two. They say, hey, I'm selling this course for $300, no returns, no returns, right? I want you to let me know if this person over here sold 10 with full money back guarantee, how many do you think this person over here sold with no returns, no refunds or anything like that? Let's be liberal. Let's be liberal and give them 2 sales. So this person number 2, coach number 2, made $600 that week. Meanwhile, person number 1 made $2,700 that week. That's almost 4 times more. Why? Because they made people comfortable in that. Like if you feel that you didn't value this investment, I am open to giving you your money back. Now, the big thing that these 2 business owners need to do though is they need to acknowledge revenue differently. So the problem with most coaches is that they acknowledge revenue immediately. So if somebody pays them $300, they think they made $300 that moment. When you're selling digital products or anything online for that matter, it's important for you to acknowledge revenue later. Right? So you say, hey, I made $2,700, I made $3,000 this week. I'm not even gonna think about that capital being like actually generated as earnings until 2 weeks go by. Especially if your refund policy has a time frame on it, right? So again, break down barriers to people consuming. I have somewhere above me here, no refunds is beginning to equate to no sales. And I'm telling you, it's amazing how much people are out here protecting something that they're not able to sell. And the business isn't growing. They're not able to scale because they're so busy protecting it from someone logging in, seeing the information, and then wanting their money back. And let me also bring up another point too, especially in the digital product space. Do not for a second think that people can't just call their credit card company and say, hey, yeah, I want that $300 back. The process typically goes like this, okay? They purchase from you for $300 and that goes through your payment processor. That could be Stripe, that could be PayPal, that could be whatever. In the event that they believe that they did not receive something that was in alignment with what you promised them, again, this is up to you to prove later. What will happen, they call their credit card company and they say, hey, I didn't get what I needed. And the credit card company says, oh, okay, cool. Here is your money back. Let us go and investigate. Okay. Let us go and investigate. So now again, they got their money back. They got their money back for now. Now that's something on your plate. Now you have to go and they're going to pull that money out of your account now. Okay. They're going to pull that money out of your account. And now it's up to you to validate that you had delivered on what that exchange agreement was supposed to be. That could take up to 3 months. So I ask you, do you want to sit here and fight for 3 months? Do you want to sit there and fight for 3 months over $300? I wouldn't. I won't. So that's my hope is that you understand that, because again, like that's part of it. I understand chargebacks. Even worse, let's say you are selling digital products and a certain number of people do chargebacks. I hope you understand too, some of these payment processors will freeze your account. Okay? They will freeze your account. All right. So words of warning. Now here's another, when it comes to refunds and stuff like that, one thing that you can do, you don't have to make it so easy for them to get a refund, right? They invested in whatever it is that you offered them, right? They invested in it already. The first thing that you can do is you can create phases or steps. Hey, if you would like to request a refund, go through this process, right? The first thing is, let's say you need to receive some type of feedback, right? You need to receive some type of feedback. Like, what was it that's now making you feel that like this wasn't worth it, right? Ask them a series of questions. You can hop into ChatGPT and tell ChatGPT, hey, ChatGPT, this is what I'm selling. This is what my offering is. I would like for you to do a couple things for me, ChatGPT. For one, based off of what I'm selling them, I would like for you to create some conditions that would need to be met in order for a refund to actually be like accepted or reasonable, right? In the event that it's a course or a challenge or an accountability group or something like that, you could make it where they have to do they needed to have done certain things and it not work in order for them to get a refund, right? So like let's say in my case, let's say like my program on prospecting. Let's say I were to tell somebody, hey, if you reach out to 50 people, if you reach out to 50 people and none of them convert and none of them turn into a sales qualified opportunity and it turns into no revenue, 50 people, listen, I will give you your money back. Okay. Now let's say you come 2 weeks later and you say, oh my gosh, Mike, I want my money back. And I'm like, all right, well, first of all, part of this deal here was that you do some of the work, because you can't say something doesn't work if you don't do the work, right? So did you send messages to 50 people? Right? The answer is yes or no. No, I didn't. No, I didn't do that. Now all of a sudden, if I give somebody their money back, I technically just did them a favor. I could ask them for anything, right? I could now ask them, hey, you know what? Well, what did you like about the course? What did you like about the course? Oh, well, I really liked how everything was presented. I really like this. I really like that. I really like this. I really like that. And so I could say now, again, check this out, right? I could literally say, hey, you know what? How about this? Let's do this. I don't want you to feel shafted. So I will refund you. I will process a refund. However, I'm going to add a condition to it, right? You said that you liked A, B, and C. I would like for you to record a video outlining those things that you liked. All right. I want you to record a simple video for me, just outlining the fact that you liked how the course was presented. You liked the information. You liked this and that. I don't want you to say anything about like anything that you were dissatisfied. I want you to focus on what you liked. Send me that video via Loom. It doesn't have to be no more than 2 minutes. And then I'm going to process your refund. Right now, check this out. This individual's already not happy. They're expecting a refund. They're already pursuing it, right? If there's nothing that you can do to remedy, you technically have to give them, you should give them a refund, because again, otherwise you could face issues later. They will call their credit card company, or they'll go on social media and blast you or whatever. They send you a video, which you now, and again, you could have all the verbiage to be able to have the rights to be able to share that video in any of your advertising and stuff like that. You now technically, you processed a refund from an unhappy customer, but you also got a testimonial from them that you could use to get more customers. Okay, so there are conditions you can create in order to make it so that this refund process isn't just like, I want a refund, click refund, right? The other side to it too is like what I do with some of my stuff now is I'm creating verbiage around what's known as a PAR, a PAR. A PAR is a performance adjusted reimbursement. So in the event that someone says, hey, you know what, like I want a refund, what I do is I say, okay, how about this? Let's do this. I would like for you to grade this course. Okay, grade it between a 1 to a 10. If I get a 9 out of 10, then the performance adjusted reimbursement is going to be the difference between the 9, right? So that means you will get a 10% refund. Okay. If I get a 5, that means that you graded me a 50%. That means that technically speaking, you only found this to be 50% valuable of what you invested. So you'll get 50% back. You will get a full refund if I get an absolute 0. Okay. I got to get an absolute 0 to get a full refund. Now, what that can do, that can help you with not processing full refunds, but being able to create some type of creative condition to process partial refunds. Okay. Partial refunds. You can get creative with this stuff. And again, you can sell this up front so that when people do, when people do see like, oh, well, this is how much this is, that the price is a little bit more than what I intended on investing, you could at least bring them some solace in saying, hey, you know what? Look, in the event that this does not align with your expectation and the results that you wish to achieve, there are processes so that you at least did not lose resources. You didn't lose your investment. So again, there are so many different things that you can do to get creative. All right. Now, when it comes to like the like what you're offering and what you're presenting, it's also really important for you to be clear on what their expectations should be. And you should, going back to these conditions, you should be amplifying the value that they're receiving relative to the price. Okay, so that's the reason why when you're looking at the breakout of these courses and stuff like that, it'll say, oh, well, you're receiving all these modules, and module one is worth $1,000. Module two is worth $500. Module three is worth $2,000. So let me pause and say this, okay? This is one of the reasons why when there are coaches, that will say, for a season, I want you to not be concerned with people buying your stuff. I'm going to say that again. For a season, I want you to not be concerned with people buying your stuff. All you need to do for a season is get offers out there. Make them as public as possible. People need to see that you have a $2,000 offering being sold. People need to see that you have a $1,000 offering being sold. People need to see that you have a $500 offering being sold. The importance of this is there's a couple of different layers to this. The first layer is when people see that your offering is consistent, it validates the fact that the offer is legitimate. First thing. If and it's something subconscious, people will literally say, "Oh, he's still offering that $2,000 course." Well, damn, people must be buying it. They will say that by default. They won't even question it because you're still promoting it. You're still promoting it. Okay, it's still going. The reason that's important because again, if you have a number of things that you're offering and there's anchor points to it. When you do create another offering and you incorporate parts of those other offerings into it, you are now able to say, all right, well, I am including a piece of this $2,000 offering into this $500 course. So now what you're doing is you're amplifying the value of the product that you're selling, but you're amplifying it because for a season, you've been promoting other offerings that you're essentially pulling ingredients from so that people can start to see, okay, well, when I add up the value of all of these modules, it adds up to $7,000. You're selling this for $5,000. You now have the ability to be able to create. You now have the ability. Can you put the Huh? How's it on 1% already? Grab the AirPod. Help me out. Grab the AirPods. Oh, it's over here. It's over here. It's right there. Right there. And then here's the plug. Sorry about that. And you can go on that side of it. Oh, close the door. All right. I'm on live. All right. So, I'm hoping that makes sense. I don't think I had too many folks on this live, but I'm gonna record a more polished video for YouTube. So I'm using Facebook to kind of get my thoughts out there, and then I'm drafting a more polished version of it for YouTube. All right. So first and foremost, if you're not already following me on YouTube, I'd love for you to hop on YouTube, and if you can search for I am Mike Felix. I'm not going to drop the link because what Facebook's going to do is it's going to try to open up the browser, and then you're going to have to log in and all that. Just hop into YouTube. I am Mike Felix. I'm dropping a ton of videos on there for coaches, consultants, and creatives and business owners who are selling things online, digital products, digital offerings. That's my lane now. That's my big lane. If you're looking to sell anything or promote anything or create anything, my slogan now is I help creators create. I help creators create and convert. I help creators create and convert. That's my thing. Julian, close the hey, Julian, close the door. Close the door. So I help creators create and convert. All right. So if you are a creator, would love to connect with you. Would love to invite you to join my Amplified Inbound community. If you know someone who is a creator, kids, right? Oh my gosh, yeah, kids are. And you want to know what's funny? This is interesting, right? So the reason I am so passionate, and I should record a video on this too. The reason I am so passionate about digital products and offerings and stuff like that is because there are folks out here that it's very difficult for them to relieve or have the time to do some of the things that other folks have the time to do, like, and it doesn't just have to be kids, right? Like because I know some folks may not have kids, but they have other things that they just have to do, and it consumes most of their day, and they get this level of anxiety because it's like, man, like I don't have the time to sit here and do this and do that. I don't have the time. And the reality is, like, let's say you do have kids. Let's say you do have certain responsibilities. Let's say you do have, like, you're taking care of your parents. Like you're taking care of this. Like, there are ways for you to be able to leverage tools and resources now, especially with AI. And you can say, hey, you know what? I have 15 minutes. Like, hear me out. Hear me out. I have 15 minutes after I drop my kids off. I have 15 minutes between dropping them off and making it to work. If I could find a parking lot, and I don't care, I could do this with my damn phone. I could find a parking lot. I could create an entire course from ChatGPT, and I could spend that 15 minutes. Let's say it's 15 minutes in the morning and 15 minutes in the evening. I could spend 5 minutes recording a little intro video to a written lesson, and you can create a digital product without any time. I mean, without any time, no time. Like, even now, like, I have certain products where I tell ChatGPT, like, hey, outline this, and I'll go through and I'll read all of it, and I'm like, all right, well, within my particular audience, like, I have a certain flavor to what I need to teach and what I need to have them do. So I will say, let me massage this a little bit. I'll massage my prompt a little bit to ChatGPT. I could even tell ChatGPT, hey, ask me 3 questions to help you understand what I'm looking to do with this audience a little bit. These are some of the challenges that they're having. When they do go to execute these are some of the roadblocks that they're gonna hit. Help me with creating exercises to get them past some of these hurdles. And I'll couple what I'm getting with what I already know and my own experiences. And I will create I'll create an outline, and then I will say, okay, this is my thing. This is lessons 1 through 5, and I will tell ChatGPT, hey, you know what? I went back in, I massaged it. Write me a script for an introduction video to get people energized about this particular lesson, and that's what I'll record in my car. You know what? If it's not in your car, fine. You can create slides inside of Canva for free, and you could record your voice. When the kids are asleep, or when you have some free time, record your voice, overlay your voice onto the slides, and boom, you have a course. You have a course. The title of this is No Refunds is Beginning to Equate to No Sale. When you put this out there to the world, you tell folks, hey look, I understand that everyone is very sensitive on what they're investing in. I have a refund policy. You outline what your refund policy is, and you let them know, hey, look, I want to make sure that the value you get from this far exceeds the price. Far exceeds the price. Make sure that you are injecting a lot of value in there, right? And also too, you know what? Oh man, you want to know another thing that I want to tell you about? Just people purchasing certain things online. Oh my gosh, it's so painful to know this, and I'm guilty of it. I'm guilty of it. But many people are making purchases off of escalated energy. Okay, most people are not making rational purchases online. They're making purchases off of escalated energy. So you're gonna say something. You're gonna say something about the result that they should get or the pain that they're gonna relieve, and their energy is gonna spike because they may have been listening to your content. They may have been following you. They may have been, you know, you may have said something on a video that really resonated with them, it really connected with them, and they're gonna say, you know what, I'm willing to invest in solving that problem, or solving this, or doing this, and they will make a buying decision in one of those moments. They'll opt in that moment. They'll take that next step in that moment. A lot of people will not log into this stuff. Now, again, you have to be very, what I do sometimes now with, well, no, what I do with my content now, I literally force myself on them to make sure they're opening it. To make like, hey, you got this. Where we at? Did you do lesson one already? Lesson one is short. You did lesson one already? What's stopping you from doing lesson one? Actually, even better, I want you to get on your calendar. I want you to go on your calendar and block off time to be able to execute parts of my course. Block off time on your calendar to execute parts of my course. Now, all of a sudden, you want to know what you just turned into? You didn't just sell them a course. You just turned into the non-real-time coach. Okay? When you turn into the non-real-time coach by simply kind of forcing yourself a little bit and sending them something that's going to push them a little bit, their level of accountability now is now heightened. And the likelihood of them saying, I want a refund because I don't feel like I got the value, is lower. It's far lower by doing that one simple thing. Saying, hey, look, I need to make sure you finishing this. Where we at? What you doing? Like, even, I mean, I have an accountability group, a free YouTube accountability group that I'm running right now. And I'm seeing people inside of the group creating content and doing their thing and expressing themselves all through energy on a Saturday morning. And I have people asking me, man, if that's the value I get from the free stuff, I could just imagine the premium stuff. And if you can create those type of assets and mechanisms around you through groups and community and just value-driven assets, you're going to start to attract more folks that's like, I want to consume this. I want to consume that. I saw that testimonial. I saw that comment. I saw that post. I want to check this out. And as your presence starts to grow, what you're selling is now becoming a bit more validated. And when people look to like refunds and stuff, they're going to think, this gotta be me. Like, how can I ask? How can I tell this person that there wasn't any value in this course if there's a bunch of people talking about it? It gotta be me. It gotta be me. And you can help them at that point. Again, like, you can minimize. Now, one thing I will tell you, okay? You're not gonna, even the best of the best have to process refunds. Best of the best. I mean, I noticed Marie Folio, Amy Porterfield, these multi-million-dollar course sellers, they have to deal with refunds being processed as well. They also have to deal with chargebacks. They also have to deal with accounts receivable issues. I mean, everybody deals with it. It's up to you to create different mechanisms to make it so that it doesn't inhibit you from growing your business. If the net or the gross net of you selling a course is, the gross is $15,000 a month, the net is 12. You walking over 3,000 that you otherwise wouldn't have made. Like, I mean, again, lower these barriers. People are not converting the same way they used to convert. They're buying differently now. You got to make people comfortable. All right. If you have questions on this, and I see, Sade, you said I need a consultation, a strategy call. Absolutely, I could definitely send you a link for us to book that. And oh my God, you said you're a single parent. Oh my God, it's something about single parents that I'll end up sending you everything I even have, because in my mind, it's one of those things where, like, Oh my, I could talk about this for a lot, but when it comes to single parents, I was thinking about niching to single parents, but I was like, no, I can't do that. But when it comes to parents, when it comes to single parents, you have to do a lot with a little. It doesn't matter how much money you make. You have to do a lot with a little. Your resources are a little bit strapped, and the aspirations start to grow. So, and then you're looking at your children and you're like, all right, man, I can I do this? Should I do this? I need to make the time to do this. And in your head, you're sitting here with all this stuff going through your head, and your child is like, can you play with me? Can you do this with me? Can you my son right now, can you join me? Can you do this? And it's like, if if your only version of leverage in your business is your time, I guarantee you'll have regrets. Years from now, you're going to look back and say, man, why did I build a business where the only leverage was my time? Because it's the only thing you can sell. You're not easy to sell your time. I think the easiest thing to sell on the planet is your time. Easiest thing, easiest thing, easiest thing. You could sell your time to, and anybody will buy it. Employers will buy it. People will buy it. Everybody will buy your limited time. It's so sellable. It's so sellable. I could tell somebody right now, hey, man, look, what you need, what do you need to do that you don't have the time for? And they'll list a bunch of stuff, and I'll be like, hey, look, I'll do A, B, and C. And they'll say yes. All right, how much? How much? And it's a balance of two individuals, it's a balance of two entities saying, man, you're willing to give up something you will never get back. And I'm willing to give up something that I can get back. So as aspiring entrepreneurs, start to give up things that you can get back. Start to give up things that you can get back. Start to give up things that you can get back. Start to give up things that you can get back. Start to give up things that you can get back. If I sell you this information, and you don't do something with it, I didn't lose anything. As long as I condition my mindset to acknowledge earnings past a certain point. I don't want to create businesses where people have service liabilities. And I don't know if you've ever heard that term of service liabilities. Service liabilities is this. Let's say you do sell someone your time, and you say, oh, well, do you want this? Do you want me to help you with creating, like an example, for years, I was creating websites, right? And there's certain assets that I still create, right? Certain like landing pages and stuff like that, funnels. But imagine like a website. Somebody says, oh, can you build this website for me? The moment I send them a proposal and the moment they pay me, the moment they give a deposit, hear me out. The moment they pay a deposit, I now have what's called service liability. They may have deposited 500, 1,000, whatever, right? They may have deposited that amount, 300, whatever it is. They may have deposited. Once they send me any money, I now owe them. I owe them. Right? Now, I'm in a position of like, man, okay, well, can I spend this 300? Can I spend this 1,000? Can I spend? Once you touch that money, you now don't just have service liability, you now have debt. Because in the event that you do start rendering part of a service and they request any of that back, they're not happy with the service that was rendered. Something went awry. Something with the timeline of the milestones are off. You now went right back to a system where you gave up something that you will never get back. So again, I'm huge on digital products and creating some level of digital scale, online scale. If you have any questions about this stuff, please hit me up. Sade, I'll definitely reach out to you so that we can connect. But anybody that did tune in, please lower the barrier for people to consume. Everyone's doing it. Everyone else is doing it. Listen and observe how this is happening. These large corporations, they're saying, hey, I am not going to make you feel like you are stuck in something. I am not going to feel like you're stuck in something. And what's happening is a larger majority of people are saying, you know what? I feel comfortable enough to buy, and I will buy. And once you get that customer, it's up to you to make sure that, they're satisfied. There are plenty of mechanisms you can create to make sure that that happens. But again, you just say, hey, you know what? Even if a portion of them, from a nutrition standpoint, even a portion of them say, hey, you know what? Let me go. It doesn't matter, because that portion is most likely a rounding error compared to how many people did not purchase because you wanted to keep everything that was invested. All right. So again, if you have any questions about this, hit me up. And also too, if you have any, if you would like to join the Amplified Inbound community, I'm sharing ebooks, courses. I'm sharing notes, prompts, templates. I've been building websites for years now. I am literally sharing premium templates. I still have access to hundreds of new premium templates, and all I'm doing, I'm downloading it and providing exclusive access to all of those assets inside of the Amplified Inbound community. So if you have any questions about this, please hit me up. And the same thing that I'm telling now, shoot, if you tell me, hey, look, man, I joined this community is crap. I'm like, all right, cool. Click, there's your money back. And you know what? I'll still let you keep access to the community. You can still stay in the community. You let me know when it's worth investing again. You let me know when it's worth investing. The day you say, hey, you know what? I think this is dope. Hey, look, I'll send you that. I'll send you that link again, and you can start to reinvest in whatever. You could put your skin back in the game. But again, I love doing this because, again, that whole digital exchange thing is something that, the faster we could lean into it, the more we'll be able to create something that could ultimately change our lives. So if you have any questions, hit me up. All right.